Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, continuing with our 100% walkthrough of South of Midnight. Welcome aboard Chapter 8, which is a much more bite-sized chapter. There's only one combat section, there are 80 floofs, and there are actually no health filament upgrades. I believe there's 4 or 5 readables as well. Don't worry, we'll make sure to grab all of them. Start the chapter by jumping down and going to the ledge and jumping into this kind of wind tunnel. Then you'll just use your left stick to steer your way through this wind tunnel. This is a new mechanic we'll be experiencing quite a bit in this level. As you do land, there should be a readable document on a tree stump right next to you, depending on where you land. This is number 1 of 4. And on this platform where we landed, you should also notice a floof off to the left. This will be worth 5. And once you grab both of those, let's go ahead and continue along. As we continue here, we will be able to come down a ramp. We'll slide down, avoiding any of the obstacles, and then jump into the wind tunnel. And again, use your left stick to glide your way through the obstacles. If you get hit, you might get knocked down, you might lose some health, or you might have to restart this section. This mechanic is not personally my favorite, but it is a little different, and it adds, it adds something unique to this game, I guess, that we didn't experience otherwise. But this chapter is somewhat uneventful, to be honest. But once we do land, a couple more collectibles to grab before we're already going to be kind of closing out the chapter a little bit. No cutscenes really either, so definitely a quick one. As we come around the corner here, you're going to automatically land in front of us. And let me put your attention towards a few collectibles for us here. Go forward and to the left as you come around the corner. Try to ignore the floof until you pick up the document on the ground first. That's going to be document 2 of 4. And then you'll want to pick up the floof for a value of +5. And then you can use the rocks to free up the wall run nearby and wall run across. Right after you wall run across, there are 2 more collectibles to grab. So let's go ahead and grab those. Walk forward and stick to the right-hand side up this little ramp here, and at the top there's a tree stump with document 3 out of 4. And right across in this kind of same area, it's pretty hard to miss, there is also a tin flip, which I highly recommend you grab. All tin flips in the game are worth 5, so there's another one off the checklist. And now you can slide down the ramp again, avoiding the obstacles, jumping into the wind tunnel, and I will rejoin you with commentary once we land. Once you do land on the wall, go ahead and mantle your way up. Then double jump, glide across the gap, and jump up the 3 ledges here. And you may want to quickly, your instinct would be to grapple to the next kind of wind tunnel. Do not do that. Instead, continue past, and you'll be able to drop down off the side of the cliff onto a platform that juts out the edge. And then here you'll be able to walk around the corner to some platforms. You can shimmy across to the right, drop down, keep shimmying across. And after you follow this path, you'll kind of end up above where we just were. And there will be a floof kind of right overhead. Only once you grab that floof do you want to drop down and head into that wind tunnel. When you land, I'll rejoin you again with commentary. Upon landing here, you want to notice the tin flip kind of directly in front of you as you land, so grab that before you cross the water. Once you do grab that, feel free to cross that water. There's a grapple point at the end here, which we'll use to grapple across. Just around this corner, there is a book to start a cutscene, and just past that book, there's another collectible. So we're going to grab both of those things because we need to. So just around this corner here, as you kind of come up these rocks, you'll be able to drop down quite a big ledge. After looking at the point of interest here, you'll want to double jump and glide your way across. It almost looks like that jump is too far, but you make it with plenty of extra space. And then again, double jump and glide your way across and interact with the book, noticing the tin flip just next to it if you so desire. But you can't actually skip these, so I'll rejoin you in like a minute.
Always bring a first aid kit. Wish I didn't have to. These kids need more than a band-aid can fix. Oh, something's gotta change. Jolene said she might know a way. Someone outside the system.
Those poor kids. They should have had more than a colorful bandage to comfort them. Mama cared so much.
All right, after the little flashback of the mom, go ahead and walk forward, grabbing the tin flip to the right-hand side. And then once you do that, let's go ahead and continue along the main path for a little bit. The music picks up. Again, probably my favorite part of the game easily. Great graphics, great music, great presentation. The combat is basic but fun. And it's a game worth experiencing at least once, in my opinion. You'll be able to mantle and grapple your way up these rock faces until you get to a ledge. In front of you here, you'll notice another climbable rock face. But instead, we're going to kind of walk past it using the log. And when you walk past it, you'll be able to look down and then drop down onto a small little island next to the bottom of the waterfall. And here you'll find a floof. You want to make sure you grab that before you head up that main path we were pretty much right next to. And then you can actually join that main path by climbing that wall where the game is pointing us. This is the only combat section of this level, so go ahead and work on any achievements you may not have, and I'll rejoin you as soon as we're done.
Why is this one gonna have so many arms?
Now, that wasn't necessarily my best work, but go ahead and unravel the stigma here. And once you do, hopefully I've taught you well enough. Instead of going forward towards the grapple point, go the complete opposite direction to find a grapple point up on a ledge behind you. And when you grab that floof up there, you may notice that we now have a total available amount of upgrade points of 125, having a fully maxed out skill tree. And for the level, we are at 70 out of 80. Directly in front of us here in the direction we're supposed to go, there's a grapple point. Go ahead and grapple that. Before you go through the red yarn, make sure you pick up your readable, as I believe this is a point of no return. The readable is just over this log on the right-hand side, and that should be number 4 out of 4 for the chapter, bringing us to a total readable count of 57 out of 103. You can now go past the red yarn wood fence there, watching out for the mushrooms if you need to. Weave the platform, double jump glide to a wall run. And once you land on this wall run, Make sure you do not jump straight at our pillar here. Instead, look to the bottom of the pillar, and you should notice that there's a small little kind of beach-type rock area next to the edge of the lake. Grabbing this as our last floof before we platform up the pillar here and start making our way towards the end of the level.
Almost there.
Here you'll be able to squeeze through the end of the level, and this pretty much already concludes Chapter 8. You know the drill. Drop a like on the video, share the video with a friend. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Peace.